Last month, I spoke to Professor Daniel Batcheldor, all the way from Florida, who's working with NASA about a project to grow soil on Mars. The project has a team of scientists all over the world, and one of those is early career researcher Kyle Collins. I caught up with Kyle this month and began by asking him how he got involved in the project.
So I just kind of completely stumbled upon this project by by chance. And so I knew coming to college that I wanted to do something, get involved with getting to Mars and somehow. And so one thing that FIT really stresses is undergrad research. And as an undergraduate student, going to the faculty and asking around for different research projects that are being done at the school. So I went, when I was just touring the school, I went to the department head and asked him if there was anything, that he knew, that might have something to do with chemistry in Mars. And he just kind of pointed me at, there's this regolith thing that we're doing. And which at the time I had absolutely no idea what it was, I had no interest very much, but since then I just kind of started picking it up, and it's been really fascinating.
And you've been thinking about regolith on a certain planet, Mars. I mean, why Mars? Why not Venus or Jupiter or any of those other planets?
Hopefully soon. Much like how we went to the moon, I hopefully view Mars as just a stepping stone to get further out into the outer planets, or even past our solar system to Alpha Centauri, just beyond our known universe. But got to start somewhere. So plus Mars and Earth formed at very similar periods in time under very similar conditions. And so going to Mars, hopefully if we get to Mars and we can understand more things about Mars, then maybe that'll help us understand about things about Earth and Earth's history, Earth's future, and such.
And you mentioned the moon. Perhaps someone thinking about the logistics of going to other planets or other celestial bodies might think that the moon it must be easier to go there. We've been there before. We know a bit about the Martian regolith. Why not produce some sort of soil on there?
Well, we do. We have lunar soil here on Earth that astronauts, when they have gone, we have it that they brought back that we've studied. And there are companies who have basically replicated that in a lab and created a synthetic lunar regolith. And so we do have samples of them. We are studying that as well. But the biggest reason to study the Martian soil, when we try and do these manned missions to Mars eventually, to know what we're dealing with and to give the astronauts who land there an edge.
When the Martian scientists, and you may well be one of them, land on Mars, they will need to survive, and obviously they can't take things with them, so they're going to need to grow, presumably food on Mars. And I suppose in that sense, food and water and what we need to produce those kind of resources, soil at the end of the day, it's the soil that's one of the most important resources.
Yes, and that is one of the biggest ongoing concerns and biggest fields of study right now is ISRU, or in situ resource utilization, and using what we have on the planet, because it's very expensive and takes a lot of time to get things to Mars. The window for travel is very, very brief, and so you have to be able to use what's already there, as well as what you take with you on that first trip. And so there won't be very many resources at first. And so we're studying the Martian regolith to hopefully try and get a better understanding, like I said, of what it's like out there, so more prepared and can use what they have at their use their resources that they have available to them to the most maximum effect.
you're working as early career researchers with researchers from experts around the world, and obviously at the Florida Institute of Technology. But this is a project which anyone can get involved with, any early career researcher, or possibly the public as well. And it's through those citizen science initiatives, isn't it, that really make those kind of things happen. So how does citizen science come into this project? Because it obviously does to some extent.
So like I said, we're trying to analyze soils from all over the world, and we can only be in one place at a time. And so citizen scientists are exactly how we're going to be able to gather this soil from all over the world to be able to study. But basically, we'll send you a vial, very similar to this one. If you think you are in an area, get in touch with us. We'll send you that vial with the address and how to get it back to us, and you can get it back to us. And when we finally come around to be able to publish this paper, you'll be put on as a co-author and a co-publisher for these papers.
So if people want to get in touch generally about any information they wish to know about the project, perhaps get into touch if they want to land on Mars, or they want to be in that space shuttle that goes up to Mars, and who knows when it might be, next year, 10 years, 20 years. How do they get in contact with you, Carl?
So if you want to get in touch with me, I'm always very easily to get in touch with. My email, kcollins2016@my.fit.edu. You could easily get in touch with me through that. If you just want general information about what's going on, you could go to the school website, Florida Institute of Technology, and that's the best way to just kind of find general updates and information about the whole scope of the project that we're working on.
Fantastic. And here at the British Society of Soil Science, we wish you all the very best, Carl, in the project, and we will monitor your development closely, because who knows, we were talking today in March 2018, but it could be March 2028 where we see you finally lift off to go to Mars and to create some soil on the red planet. Who knows? But
that would be incredible.
Well, hopefully we can dream big dreams. Thank you, Carl, and it's great to hear from you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.